Yo, so this is day one of the 75 hard challenge. Like, it's raining if you guys can't see it. Of course it's raining. Wouldn't have it any other way. God's trying to cleanse my mind right now. Like, it's crazy how when you've got a divine appointment, God will see to it that all things work to the good of those who love him, that have been called according to his purpose. Crazy how life works. You people you meet, like, I'm grateful for you for watching this thing right now, but it's 75 hard. I'm doing this. I've been in fitness for a long time, but just doing this to regain focus. I deleted all my social media, so you're probably checking this on YouTube. So I deleted Facebook and Instagram. No TikTok, just because, and I'm started seeking worldly success, right? Instead of seeking God's greater purpose for me and how I can best serve others. Like, how's God using me to best serve others? So kind of lost sight of that. So 75 days without Facebook and Instagram, kind of documenting this thing via my phone. Today's day one. It's kind of crazy because I'm going meatless. So don't know what that was. No beef. No beef or pork. So no beef or pork or poultry. Just all, like, my protein sources are fish, protein shakes, and I'm staying away from cheese. It's just one of those personal preference things because I'm kind of addicted to cheese too. So just kind of cleansing my mind. All veggies, mostly veggies. Of course, some rice in there, but a lot of veggies in the mix. And the reason for this whole, fingers over the thing. Sometimes we got to recalibrate our brain. We let external things just kind of navigate our thoughts and hopes and mind and ideas. And we've got this greater purpose that's been etched within our hearts, mind, body, and soul since the beginning of time. We're God's handiworks, blessed to do good works. So I must say, I am a pretty ambitious dude. I'm pretty determined. I'm strong. I'm motivated. I'm happy. I'm a healthy dude. I'm pretty wealthy. I've got a wealth of love to give to you. But I think even the man that has a lot wishes to find the next level of themselves, wishes to achieve the higher standard for themselves. So the progressing man is kind of what I'm getting to, or what I'm alluding to right now. Not just the man that has a lot of stuff, or the man that can acquire a lot of stuff wins the game, but the man that can totally evolve to who God has essentially called us to be, who God has called us to essentially, what he's essentially called us to achieve. Achieve from a standpoint of not necessarily a platform or a status for ourselves, but how can we elevate others in our current position? We are all leaders. So listening to John Maxwell. So the biggest part of this challenge for me is in my car, just listening to personal development and no music, and listening to audiobooks in my car. And also, one of the bigger changes, I guess I've been reading for a little while. That's just something that I've always done, kind of in and out, not necessarily consistently, but for 75 days, of course, I'm gonna make sure I max this thing out for 75 days. But for anyone that's looking for progression, to better themselves, to experience a higher, greater purpose, that we all get lost, we all drift But I will make this declaration or proclamation to you that, of course, if you're thinking that there's more, there's more. And if you're thinking that there is opportunity, of course, there's opportunity. The biggest bottleneck, of course, is yourself. The biggest bottleneck, the biggest thing holding us up, me up, is our beliefs in the no ceiling idea. Like, no ceilings. There's no ceilings. We can go as high as we want to go, as high as God said. Like, so right now, God's like, I think we're in a season. I don't want to classify it. I don't want to say that this is what it is, because, you know, still providing or trying to receive a little clarity essentially on what it is. But it's kind of like the rubber band principle. Like, I've got to rest in the fact that God's working a greater purpose right now in and through me. Like, I've got to rest in the idea, in the fact that there's something greater being cultivated in each and every moment that that I get to be on this journey. Like, I've got to rest in that idea, you know, like, the situation and circumstance is going to be what it is. The constant. What's the thing that remains constant? My hope. My hope is the thing that remains constant. My hope can't be in me. And my hope can't be, you know, in the situation, the circumstance. Like, that's not my hope. Because situations and circumstances will let you down every time. Your hope, my hope is in God. I am greater. I am blessed. Blessed with great abundance, because He's blessed me with two legs that move, that are strong, with a heart, with a mind, with an ambitious spirit, with a desire to see change, with a desire to give, love, and serve. I've been blessed with that. Like, I wouldn't even notice that. I wouldn't even think that that's a true blessing unless I step back from the hamster wheel. You know what I'm saying? So that was my message. You know, it's kind of like one of those rants, but it's day one of this 75 hard challenge. And I know it's a challenge that Andy Frisella started as a means to help us, because it helped him in a dark place. And sometimes it takes that dark place. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it takes that dark place. Sometimes it takes that dark place to evolve to the highest, greatest expression of you. No one wins from anybody playing small. Nobody. That's my biggest challenge lately, is that I'm playing small based on the confines of what my mind can conceive right now. Nobody wins when we're playing small, when we are a lesser version of ourselves, when we're giving into impulses, temptations, and we're not living out the highest, greatest expression of who God has called us to be. When we're not living in that, like, no one wins. Nobody. You know? Your wife doesn't win. Your husband doesn't win. I don't know who's listening to this, but, like, nobody wins when you're living out a lesser version of yourself. When you're living out a smaller fragment of who you could potentially be, or who you've been created. Like, I pray right now that God show me who He's called me to be. Show you who He's called you to be. And that's a higher, greater expression of where you're at right now. It's in our human nature to consume, to want more. But sometimes we've got to rest in the fact that we're being pulled back to be projected forward. And that's got to be where our contentment lies. That greater is He that is in me than he that is in the world. Stay blessed, y'all.